All right, Tiger fans, time for a VFL update, and I would have loved to be able to give you some more information on this game if I was able to watch the game, but someone in their infinite wisdom decided to have this overlap the AFL game, so none of us could really watch it, except for maybe the last 10 or 15 minutes, and keep track of stats on our phone. So let's hope that never happens again. That is poor scheduling. Anyway, that rant's now out the way. The Kangaroos unfortunately did us by 2 points, but it was actually looking really bleak for 3 of those quarters. We had a really, really big fight back in the last quarter and just fell short. The siren actually went as we were about to get another inside 50. So anything could have happened there, but we just didn't pull the trigger quick enough, unfortunately. But yeah, we unfortunately went down. So in terms of the better performances, Tyler Sonsie, 37 disposals, 3 marks, 7 tackles, 9 clearances. He kicked a goal as well, if you don't mind. I don't want to go on this tirade again. But again, Sonsie has shot lights out at VFL level in the midfield, and we won't see him there in the AFL in the midfield. Like, he might get a call-up this week. He very well could come back into the AFL side, but you just know we'll see him as a half-forward. And look, maybe he'll never be good enough at AFL level in the midfield. Maybe he won't. But you know what? At this moment in time right now, we don't know the answer to that question. And I think we need to know the answer to that question before he either A, asks for opportunities, or B, gets delisted in 3 years' time because he couldn't make it as a half forward. Let's do our due diligence and find out if he can play as a midfielder at AFL level. I can't stress enough how much we need to find this out. Maybe he can't do it, but we've got to ask the question. Anyway, Tom McCarthy, 24 disposals, 4 tackles. James Trezise, 23 disposals, 6 marks, 6 tackles. That's good. 2 clearances. Jacob Blight was our fourth highest disposal getter. 23 touches, 7 marks. Again, I don't know the impact of any of these touches or marks because we couldn't watch the bloody game. Juddy Clarke. Now, I did see something on Juddy Clarke. 20 disposals, 5 marks, 2 tackles, kicked a goal, and the goal he kicked was really at the end of the game that brought us back to within the 2-point margin, I think it was. A nice little snap from about 45 metres. So I think he's tracking in the right areas to start knocking on the door for a selection soon. Maybe he needs another week or two from a fitness and like kilometres in the legs perspective. But to get 20 disposals, a goal, some tackles and 5 marks, I think that's what you would call putting your best foot forward. The question still remains though, at like what position are we going to play him in? But we can work that out at a later date. I still think that he'll be pushing for a spot sooner rather than later, Juddy Clarke, and I'm all for it. Hayes Brown had 18 disposals, 2 marks, 31 hitouts, 5 clearances. That reads really well, so that's impressive. Cozzy, 17 disposals. Morris Rioli, now here's an interesting one. Morris had 14 disposals, 2 marks, 7 tackles, 2 clearances. But up until I think the last quarter, he might have only had 6 or 7 touches. I think he had like an 8 touch last quarter. And from what I could gather, was playing in the midfield and was dynamic, and like everything he was touching turned to gold, almost quite literally. And I've been a big advocate of trying to play Morris Jr. in the midfield for ages, whether it's at VFL or AFL level. Maybe this is the starting point of that. I just think he adds that point of difference. He's got the speed, he's got the hunger and the intensity to chase down opposition. People are going to question the work rate side of things. I think we've got to leave him in there and let him build a midfielder or a semi-midfielder endurance base to be able to do it. I think we can benefit from him getting his hands on the ball in the midfield and chasing people as well. Campbell Gray, 14 disposals, 3 tackles, 3 marks. Jasper Alger, 1 goal, 10 disposals, 4 tackles, 3 marks. And the big one, though, is McKelty Lefau kicked a goal in his first game back from injury, which is bloody amazing. He had 8 disposals, 3 marks, 3 tackles. I think he only played about a half. It was like 39 or 40% game time or something like that. But yeah, kicked a goal, snapped it out of the pack. Absolutely wrapped for him. The boys got around him, and that's just going to do his confidence the world of good. He'll look to play, I'm guessing, 2.5 to 3 quarters next week and then progress on so on and so forth until he's playing the full 4 quarters, much like Juddy Clarke is. But that's wonderful to see. I think at some point in time, once he's got the full match fitness, he will be on looking at AFL selection as well. Jacob Bauer only had the 3 disposals, 1 goal, 2 marks, 2 tackles. Again, without seeing any of the footage, I'm not sure if he was on reduced minutes or what the go was, but the stat line in complete isolation doesn't read very well, if I'm being totally honest. So yeah, that is the VFL report. But Tyler Sonsie, you would think, is going to get looked at to come back in. Juddy Clarke's going to be very close. Jasper Elga's still going to be close. And I think someone like Seth Green might be on the borderline department of maybe making way. Trezise will be close. Obviously, Noah Bolter will miss because of the curfew. And based on stats and what we've seen, I'm going to assume that Jacob Light will probably be the one to come back in. Although I still stand by that Campbell Gray did not do really anything wrong at AFL level and was pretty much just a bit of a victim of circumstance, I guess. He will no doubt see some game time as well in the future. But I'm just not sure if it will be this week or not. Liam Fawcett also did some ruck work too, 12 hitouts. So maybe adding another string to his bow there. But there you go, that's the VFL report. A shame none of us could actually watch it. Please make sure we rectify that for next time, whoever does the fixturing. But yeah, we should see some names coming back in soon. And I look forward to seeing the VFL next week because there could be a couple more players making their way back. Tyler Young might be very close. Tash Houghton a few weeks away. Smiley a few weeks away. So things are starting to ramp up in the VFL substantially. Competition for spots is hot. And yeah, hopefully we can get back on the winners list soon. So until next time, go Tigers.